Morning, guys. It's Tuesday today. Drinking my stuff, getting some pancakes ready. Hit the gym in a minute, but I'm gonna talk about some projects downstairs. I'm trying to finish up the Twin Titan. I'm gonna try to get that done. I'm gonna try to tune it today. See what happens. If it works out, I'll record it. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm not gonna waste your time. Watching me trying to mess with that thing. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go ahead. I already worked on both HPI Baja and I worked on the low C hybrid. They're ready. I talked to the Montes. Sorry if I killed your name. From ALX. We was in talks on Facebook message. He told me where to set it up. I asked him about the Blue Springs. Didn't respond to me back about that. I guess leave it alone because I did ask him, should I leave it alone? He hasn't responded to me, but I think I'm gonna leave it alone. And the reason why I think we're gonna leave it alone is because I don't know much about fit scales, especially big block engines, right? Two-stroke big block engines. I don't know much about them, but I sure do know that if you have an engine, a 71, with that much power, you definitely need a spring that's going to be either, I think those springs are 10,000, the blues. I'm not sure. I've been looking around the internet and trying to figure out what those blue springs are. Are they considered 10,000 or 7,000s? If they are 7,000s, then you definitely want something light enough to grab. I don't think you want to rev up a big engine like that to a certain amount of RPMs to then grab. I think what you want that lighter spring so you can start grabbing and gradually catching, letting go, right? Because, guys, I wish I could have recorded how this thing, once it kicked in. Now, it could have been it was rich. It's on the low speed is 1 turns out and a half. On the high speed is only 1 turns out. So this thing likes to run lean. So we're gonna keep on leaning her out until it feels how I want to feel. So we're gonna test it out in my yard. I feel bad for the neighbors, but they don't mind. Trust me, they don't mind. We're gonna do some testing outside. Depending how I feel that the cars are doing, depending whether I'm gonna record it or not, right? But I'm gonna do some testing. We're gonna take out the low C. We're gonna put some gas in it, and see what happens. But I think we're gonna leave it alone. I think we're gonna leave those springs alone. We're not gonna change them out. I checked everything because I just, now that I noticed that the HPI Baja 5SC is actually a Baja just with a short course body on it. I noticed that screws do fall apart. Now, and the weirdest thing is, the screw that came apart, I don't think it had Loctite. They didn't put Loctite on the screw. I don't think he did. Or whoever did the job. They didn't put Loctite on it. Or maybe did. But this time what I did is I put red Loctite. If I had to ever remove it, which I doubt it, maybe to change out the springs or the clutch, I'll remove it. But it's not going to be a car that I'm always going to take out. So I know that the clutch, it's going to last me a long time because, like I said, I'm not using those big boys every time. It's not like I'm constantly. I got other cars that I use. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and eat my breakfast right now. Oh, we're coming back. So I just finished eating my breakfast. Here they are. Like I said, she's back on. We already have the Pool Star. I'm lucky. The good thing is I'm lucky the Pool Star did not go bad on me. The spring did not break. So I was able to at least go ahead, get the Pool Star put back in place. This right here, this little valve, release valve, it kept on getting stuck. Took it out, disassemble it. Guys, these things, man, some of these things are hard to find. So I'm going to go ahead. Like I said, I took it out, disassembled it. Took the thing out, disassembled. Took the bearings, little bearings that are in there. greased them up, you know, W40, boom, put it all back. It was not an easy process, guys. I had to use tools that, like I said, yeah, I had to use these little things just to get in to take the springs out, because that thing inside that, there's 3 small little springs that go in there, and then you have the bearings that go inside each little slot holes in there, and then they come together. So that way, when that little thing comes up, it grabs. It has like a little grooves on it, so you'll get. So I did that because for some reason it kept on getting stuck, causing it to relieve air. And now this thing cannot be relieving air. If it relieves air, it does not prime at all. So we got that fixed. I set up the linkages a little bit better now, so they're not rubbing against each other. So the linkages are better now. So hopefully that's going to help out with the linkages. The pull start, used Loctite on the screws because they were coming off. Could have been the reason why it caused issue. Loctite, all 3 screws, 1, 2. The screw here is broken, sadly. I tried to take out the screw that's in there. It will not come out. For me to do that, I will have to get a bit that will help me take that out. But for now, she's nice and tight. All I gotta do is make sure that's tight before every 2 or 3 other used. Other than that, I think this thing is gonna be ready to run. Other than that, what I gotta do is check this. We're gonna take this out and check the butterfly. See how that butterfly is doing. See if it's too closed. If not, I'm going to have to set it up to open a little bit more. I'm going to have to see. Let me see this one right here. The butterfly on this one is set up. Now, I did set this one up. This one never gave me issues. It just gave me issue that one time because the screws came out. Other than that, this thing, it's been flawless. It's been a champ. This ALX engine has not given me any issues. And I do want to go ahead and buy a new body. This body is destroyed. This thing, the body is destroyed. It's beat up. Or, you know, I'm going to have to work on putting shoe glue on that and making straightening it up a little bit. Or get a new body. I'm thinking maybe there's a body I could use on that. Who knows? I'm thinking. Maybe. Yes, sir. Yeah, I got to represent who I really am. I was born here. I'm American all the way, guys. But I got to represent what's in my blood, too. What's in my veins. Dominican blood. My parents are both Dominican. So, yeah, I got to represent. You guys can see right there. Yes, sir. Yeah. So, that's another project I'm working at, guys. You'll see what I'm doing with that thing. So, here we go. Let me see. Is this one the same way? Yes, this is the same way. It's just easier. So, I'm going to check the butterfly of this one. And what we're going to do is, a lot of stuff that I did with this, that this one has, we're going to do it on that one. Just to give this one a fair shot now. Now, this thing, like I said, as you guys can see, is all cleaned up. Because I was in here. Adjustable clutch system in there. Rev springs. But, like I said, this is a 40cc engine, right? This is a 71. Now, I cannot for the life of me find out what type of blue springs they are. Are they 10,000 or are they 7,000? They're not really specific to what they are. Look, there's still fuel in there. I don't like to leave fuel in my stuff. Why is there fuel in there? We'll run it out outside. I'll take it out and we'll run it out. The wheels, I am going to take those fronts and put them in the back because they do not grab. This thing was not grabbing at all. So, because I want to have this thing ready for this weekend. If it doesn't rain, I'm going to meet up with those guys this weekend. This is one of the rigs I'm taking. And I'm going to take this guy to test her out. And I know I have to find a wheelie bar for this thing. So I'm looking for something like this. And I did find one at a website. I did find one. Just got to order it. They are not cheap. They're $100 up. They're not cheap. Damn. Some parts on fifth scales are not cheap. So here we go. The Twin Titan. We're going to put this thing back how it belongs. But here's another thing. I know a lot of you guys are telling me that the bearings on these clutch belts are not good. I'm using Protect bearings. They're good bearings. I never had problems. All my cars are used. I switched them to bearings and they work perfectly fine. No problems at all. No problems at all. So what's going on? Here's my thought. These bells, are not stock. They do not belong to this truck. These bells were chosen for these two engines because you cannot fit more than 2 bearings on each one of these bells. You can't at all. You can't fit them. I tried. I bought the bearings that's on the manual, the skinny ones, don't fit. They end up being too big, too small. So these bells are not the factory bells. And I have to remember, these engines are not factory. These engines did not come with this truck. These engines were bought after the fact. You know what I mean, guys? So we have to forget to think that this thing is completely factory. It is not completely factory. Some of the stuff, it's not factory. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the springs on the exhaust to hold it. We're gonna line up the engines to mash. And I'm hoping this thing freaking kicks in. I'm hoping it does not. I'm gonna test out the 2-speed. I'm gonna test out the 2-speed. So these engines, like I said, they're good. Don't get me wrong. These engines are powerful. It's just I have to remember these are not the factory engines. So everything is different. Things are different with this thing. They're not the same. So, okay. In my veins, I'm Dominican. So, of course, you guys remember this car. This car had a big ass hole in the body, which made it hard. It looked ugly. I had to take it out. Now, the thing broke apart because the guy I bought it from wanted it. He was gonna buy it from me for $100. He was gonna give me $10, but too bad it broke. So what I did was I used shoe glue. I used a piece of a body to get this thing fixed because I wanted to fill her up. And I do have projects for this thing, guys. I do plan, and I don't know, maybe I might be able to do it. I'm taking this to DR. Now the thing is, I would love to take this separate, like take it with me in a different bag, and somehow, because I don't want to ship this with the airlines. I don't want to do that because I know how that works. They'll see it, and I'm not ever going to see it again, right? So we're not going to trust them. I'm thinking of shipping it to my girlfriend's address and have it be there. So I don't know how much would it cost to ship it out there because I do want to run that track that's out there. That's a beautiful track, and I want to run it. So I'm getting this thing ready. This thing is going to be ready. So I purchased a racing airbox for this thing. It was not cheap. With a velocity stack that's made for this. So I'm going to keep the stock engine, but what we're going to do is we're going to modify the stock engine. We're going to modify it. We're going to get bigger gears for it to get more speed. As long as you keep the engine, you could do modifications. You could change the gears, but you cannot change the engine. So that's what we're going to do. This thing is going to be a racing kit all the way around. I'm going to make this a racing kit. I'm also going to buy disc brakes for this thing. Somehow we're going to figure out how to put disc brakes on this and hydraulic brake system on this thing. We're going to put it in the front. This is going to be, I'm going to try to make this into the sports line. So if I have to change this bulkhead right here, we're going to change the front bulkhead, get the sports line bulkhead, and see if it works. Because I'm guessing it's the same chassis, but we have to do more studies than that. And if I can't do that, screw it, guys. I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to run it just like that, the way it's meant. I did go ahead and put this right here. They do sell the rubber for the Zamba pipe, but I went ahead and used aluminum. That's not coming out. That's not going nowhere at all. With the rubber, it will break with rubber. We're not doing that. So we're going to go ahead and switch out these gears for something bigger. A little bit bigger, smaller spur and bigger pinion. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to check and see what type of springs it has. I'm thinking lighter spring, maybe, just to get more power off the line. Even though it does has good power, but why not, right? We're going to go ahead. We might change out the diff something different diff where I could use diff oil. I highly doubt they sell that. I think they're all grease. But that's a project right there. Like I said, I'm taking this bad boy to DR. We are gonna race it at the track. Well, I'm not gonna race it. I'm just gonna run it. Or Lance, my boy from I might meet up with Lance. Lance knows a couple on road spots. And if I have to take a trip to New Jersey to run this thing, then we'll take a trip to New Jersey and run it. You know, there are some tracks. It's just they're not that. You know, I would love to have them close by, but they're not. So maybe I'll take this to the track where Lance be going. You know, I've seen him go to this track in New Jersey or Philadelphia. I think it's Philadelphia. I'll ask him. I'll get more idea what. And if Lance from Cruiser-rc sees this video, I highly doubt it, but if he does sees it, hey, let me know, man. Let me know what you think I should do. Is there? I mean, I don't know. I know you don't use. I know you're using MCD products. I know those are high end stuff, guys. If you're into, I know a lot of you guys that follow me are into nitros, electric. You know, 110, 1/8 scale, but there's a couple brands when it comes to fifth scale, and this is where I'm going at, guys. This nitros soon. I hope not. Hey, I hope not. I might have to, and we're going to all have to learn how to either make our own fuel to keep these things running, or go to fifth scales. Because fifth scales, gas, you're good. Run your gas, run your VP gas, whatever you're going to run it, however you want to do it, right? It's going to come to that. And yes, guys, I'm never going to leave my 110 scales or my 8 scale. We're not. There's no way. I have a lot of money invested here. That's not going away. But I have to think about what am I going to do when nitro is not available anymore, when you can't buy no nitro fuel. Either learn how to make my own nitro, or fifth scale, and then put these guys away, put them away, and keep them somewhere. And whenever I could find the way to make my own, because I'm not going to stop running these things, guys. I'm not going to stop it. If we have to make our own nitro fuel, well, we'll make our own nitro fuel, guys. We will. There's a couple guys that are doing their own nitro fuel as we speak right now. Right now, it's just more convenient to just buy it and not have to deal with it. Of course, that's way more convenient. But when these companies decide, well, okay, nitro fuel, no more, that's it, then we have to figure a way how to keep it. We have to figure out how to keep on doing nitro fuel, right? And there's a way to do it, and we're going to do it. We're going to keep on using it. I'm not going to stop using my nitro cars or my nitro trucks. We're not. But I love to have options, gas cars. That's another project that I'm going to work on. I want to make this thing better. Better engine, better everything. That thing, I think a 40 would be perfect on that. But not that crazy 40, but a little bit calmer 40, right? So yeah, I'm blabbering a lot, am I? Yeah, so that's the plan with this guy, right? Oh, look what I did. Covered it up, shoe glued it, nice and hard. That's not going nowhere. So to cover that ugly white stuff. I mean, you could tell but I put the Dominican flag on it. I'm thinking of putting an American flag in the front, because I am Afro Latino, so we're gonna go ahead. That's what Dominicans are considered Afro Latinos. We have Dominicans that are black. We have Dominicans who are brown. Dominicans that are white. But we are considered Afro Latinos. That's what we are considered. So we gotta represent where I come from. I mean, I didn't come from there, but my parents did come from there. So of course, some of my cars, I'll have my American flag, and I'll have my stuff. Just letting you guys know where I'm from, guys. Who I am. That's who I am. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing running. We're gonna tune it. All right? We're gonna tune it. I'm gonna take it out. And if it runs, I'll do a video. We'll record it. If not, I'm not wasting my time on that. But this, I do want to take it out and see if it idles, right? At least get this thing to idle. I want it to idle. And then give it a little braps outside. See how she kicks in. See what she does. Because she was doing horrible. It was doing horrible. But I think it was because running too rich. This guy, I don't have to worry about this guy. I'll just take it out there. I don't like that it has fuel in the lines. I don't want the fuel to destroy that. So we're going to take that out there. Let it run for a bit out there. Get it empty. Change out the wheels because I do want to take the front. Put them in the back and the front and the back to run. We will be buying wheels for that. I think I want to go with something. This one is okay. I think that's good. It does not ridiculous. This right here, I think is just ridiculous. I think I could do better. I could do something better. I think I'm gonna have to change out the hubs to, or maybe I don't know. Maybe something a little bit more smaller. Maybe something like this. Put these like here. You know what I mean? I think maybe I'll do that. Put some wider wheels in the front and skinnier in the front. Put some in a wider, just like that, on the back and in the front skinny. That's what I think I'm gonna do. Is good. For now, we're going, like they say, we're gonna milk these as much as I can till they're gone. So they're not cheap, guys. When you start modifying your fish scales, bro, it gets expensive. It's not cheap. That's why a lot of people keep them stock. This right here is not gonna be cheap. That air box is not cheap. I got a newer version air box. It's being used racing. Racers are using it, and the reason why I got it because I cannot for the life of me, I do not want to use what it came with. And the filters they had were too big for that body, so it was going to keep on hitting the body, and the point of that is not to open that hole again. I do not want to open it up. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this engine installed and try to see if it works. Guys, I'm outside. Guess what? Cleaning the engine. It idles now. It wouldn't idle. I went ahead, changed out the glow plugs to medium on both. The glow plugs they had were bad, old, so we changed them out. Right now, I'm trying to figure out where she's happy. Off the ground. Good thing is that it is hitting 2-speed. Now, what I'm noticing is, like always, the clutch bell is breaking loose. You see that? So we're going to leave it like it is. Now, this one I could not do anything because the pull start broke. Now, this is the pull start that came with this engine. It finally broke. So we're going to go ahead and get another dynamite, which fits for a 21. Going to put it in there. Those are actually a little better. But let me show you guys. Her kicking the second gear. 176. I'm keeping her a little rich on the bottom. Let's hit that 2-speed, guys. I have it off the ground now. There you go. That 2-speed is kicking in. Clutch bell again. Clutch bell, one of them broke off. Yep. Check that out like always, guys. And it's not even the one that's on. That's the problem with this thing. That's the problem I'm having. And wasn't even on. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with it. I tried everything. Maybe a longer screw, I don't know. Different clutch bells, I might have to change them out. That's the problem with that damn thing, yo. But it idles. It idles perfect right there. You hear that ding? It's not locking up, so the bearings are good still. But it came out. That's the problem I'm having with these engines and the clutch belt, guys. They do not stay on no matter what I do. I'm keeping it nice and rich. It's not even that hot. Check it out. It's not even that hot, guys. Look at that. The temperature in the block. It's not even that hot. I don't know. It's running good now. It hits that 2-speed. Well, it's off the ground. I'm sure once it hits the 2-speed on the ground, it'll be better. It's running like a champ now, guys. Too bad the clutch bells are not staying on. Too bad. That's so sad. That's been my problem. My constant headache is those bells. That is so sad, man. Running rich like a champ. Wow, that sucks. So sad. I've done everything to get that fixed. Still nothing, guys. I wonder if I'm gonna have to find the factory clutch belt for this thing. That sucks. And look at it idle forever. It idles for a long time. I can't test this one out because it finally gave out. That's easy fix. Maybe I put rotor starts on both. I don't know. I'm gonna check to see if I can do that. It's so sad. That's what happened. And it's running like a champ and idles. Look at that. Wow. What a sad result. She had a huge buildup, but what a sad result, guys. The culprits are the clutch bells, the bells. That's sad. That is so sad that the culprits are the bell. Cranks up like nothing. So sad, so sad. That sucks, man. And I can sit here and I can talk. Like nothing. It's the clutch belt, the belt. Unbelievable. So the engines are running good now. Now there's another problem. I mean, it's one after another. But the bells have always been the problem. That's always been the issue. Like a champ. Beautiful. Beautiful item. Running rich. Safe. I mean, it'll idle, of course, it's going to build up. You don't want it to build up. It's normal for it to do that. Maybe I'll bring it down a little bit more. But it's so sad, guys, that the cost of this monster truck not running is because of some freaking bells. I mean, that is so sad. I am so pissed off. I mean, so now the engines are running good. I got the engines tuned right. You know, it can lean out a little bit on the high speed. It idles. That's what you want. You want it to idle, and it's idling. The carbs are good. I fixed the carb, but now the bells. So now I have to figure out what the hell am I going to do. I mean, should I use a longer screw? Are they supposed to be longer screws? I don't know. Maybe for the crankshaft, it should be longer screws. I'm gonna test out longer screws. Use red Loctite. Maybe that'll work. I don't know, because it's not even getting hot. for it to really, you know, it's not even getting hot, guys. 125. That's how hot the bell is getting. It's not even getting 200 degrees. It's staying in the 140s, 150s. So I cannot understand. So now I have to. Good thing I didn't use Loctite on the engines because I wanted to keep it just in case. I'm gonna take them out again. I know where they like to be. I already got them tuned where they like to be. Now just a little bit tuning on the high speed. We should be good. She's keeping cold. She's not, you know, getting too hot, which is good. I'm having a little issue on priming. For some reason, does not want to prime. I have to really blow on it. I don't know. Maybe it might be a leak here somewhere. I highly doubt. We'll have to check the tanks, make sure the tanks are good. And once we do that, but this thing we're gonna have to really get in here one of these days and figure out what to use. What can I use? Because the screws that I'm using are supposed to be for clutch bells, but for this, I don't know what to do with this. I'm dumbfounded. I don't know. I tried everything to get this thing to stay on and not do that, and still, I tried everything, guys.